So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing. And in this video I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts in regards to last weekend's phenomenal fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Now, before I go deep into my thoughts in regards to the fight, congratulations has to go to Oleksandr Usyk in his terrific and exceptional performance, because he did a demolition job on Daniel Dubois, and that's exactly what it was. And when you're looking at exactly what Daniel Dubois did to Anthony Joshua, um, this performance screams out. Basically, it's just an eye opener in terms of how superior he is at this moment in time in terms of the heavyweight scene. He's far superior to any of the heavyweights in terms of knowledge, in terms of ability, especially speed as well. It's just on a different level. And this is what I've talked about in previous videos in regards to levels in boxing. Yes, fighters can maybe reach world level, but doesn't mean that they're elite level. And Oleksandr Usyk is in a class of his own in terms of the heavyweight division at the minute. He is the elite boxer. All the heavyweight boxers should probably look at what Oleksandr Usyk is doing and where they potentially want to be in terms of their career. But yeah, Usyk is the main man, and he is undisputed again. Third time in his career, second time in the heavyweight scene currently. I personally believe and feel that the first time round where he became undisputed in the heavyweight division was far better than this achievement. Reason being is because he obviously moved up to heavyweight, fought a few opponents, didn't really look exciting or convincing as a heavyweight, but to dethrone the man at the time, or one of the men at the time, because Fury and AJ were the two top boys, to then beat him again in the rematch and made it a lot more convincing in the rematch against Anthony Joshua is phenomenal, because he then took on a young pup in Daniel Dubois, beat Daniel Dubois in good fashion, I'd say, because of obviously that controversial low blow at the time, and Dubois' team screaming out saying it was a low blow, but he then got up and finished the job in style, and then taking on Tyson Fury in two back-to-back excellent fights. The first one for me was the better of the two, but two dominating performances against Tyson Fury, and then now taking on Daniel Dubois for his second time and absolutely destroys him, dismantles him. It's phenomenal. And to be honest, that shot that he landed, that hook, yeah, power. And that's the thing with Usyk. He's obviously, this was his heaviest that he weighed in. I think it was 227 or something like that. And it's showing that he is growing as a heavyweight. The sad thing about it is that, yes, he's getting on in terms of age. What is he, 37, 38 or something like that? So his age is the limiting factor, because he could only go on for as long as his body's going to allow him to go on. And also as well, he's at the top of his game, 24-0, undefeated, 3-time undisputed champion, cruiserweight and heavyweight. Is he going to run into that person that potentially he would have beat in his heyday, I should say? But that person has maybe just got the youth, or just somehow maybe found the antidote to potentially beat him. We don't know. But for me, Oleksandr Usyk is certainly going to go down in my top 10 best of all time. Not just heavyweight, I'm on about in terms of boxers, for what he's achieved, and who he is. Basically is, well, I don't know him personally, but obviously he is doing a lot, and he seems like a very, very good guy outside of the ring from what I could see. And he backs it up. He's not one of these people that would talk the talk and never walk it. He actually backs it up, and he's always took on the biggest and best names, and now people are screaming for other names, which is scary, because at some point, as I said, he could maybe slip on a banana peel because he's took a fight that he shouldn't have took. Now, the thing that I didn't like at the end of the whole fight on Saturday night was the fact that Jake Paul got in the ring and went face to face with Oleksandr Usyk. Like, who is this guy? Don't get me wrong, massive social media guy, obviously famous, got loads of money. I get that, but who is he in terms of a boxing sense? He has no credibility to get in there with the best of our generation, and that is Oleksandr Usyk. He's got no right, and for him to take on Anthony Joshua, yeah, I get that. I love AJ. AJ's my boy. He's one of my favourite boxers, but I get why he would probably want to try and face or fight someone like Anthony Joshua. I get it. You're going to make a lot of money, and yeah, he's a big puncher, but it's one of them. But with Oleksandr Usyk, you're not even on that level. To get in there and go face to face was a little bit disappointing. But I understand it because they're trying to promote something that shouldn't be promoted and get people drumming interest in, oh, can Jake Paul beat him? Can Jake Paul beat him? And if Jake Paul did beat him, then I'm screaming the biggest like fraud or something going on in terms of boxing, because that should never, ever, ever happen. If realistically Usyk wanted to beat him with one arm, he could beat him with one hand, literally, quite comfortable. But yeah, terrific performance from Oleksandr Usyk. Did what I didn't think he could probably do in early fashion. I thought if he was going to get the knockout, it probably would have been a late stoppage, or he would have won on points. But he went in there and absolutely took the head off and Daniel Dubois. Absolutely destroyed him. And the saddest thing about it, like, Dubois actually had some success at times. He was landing at times, but there was never a moment in that fight where I felt that he could win, if you know what I'm trying to say. Don't get me wrong, Dubois got massive punching power, incredible boxer, but I just didn't feel that he was going to beat Oleksandr Usyk in that fight, to be fair. But yeah, these are just my quick thoughts. I will do videos in where I believe both boxers should potentially go next, but I just wanted to get a video out there really because, you know what I mean, what I witnessed, and for the matter of how he did it as well, it's, for me anyway, it's phenomenal and he deserves all the accolades to date. In terms of the event, slightly disappointing. There wasn't really any exciting fights. The Lawrence Okoli versus Kevin Lerena put me to sleep. Luckily, I somehow stayed awake for the main event. Disappointed. Like, with Okoli, he's got all the attributes, but just he's lacking something. I don't know what it is. I also felt that he was probably a little bit too heavy, and he just resorted back to the old Lawrence Okoli, where he was a cruiserweight, just gliding to the victory. Didn't look exciting or anything. And to be honest, he should have, no disrespect to Kevin Lerena, but he should have dismantled Kevin Lerena in style, because other heavyweights would do the same. But yeah, disappointing on that front. I think for me, the best fight on the undercard was probably the Solomon Dakers fight. And that's saying something, because that wasn't overly exciting as well. So yeah, just interesting event. But we've got better fights to look forward to. It wasn't about the undercard, it was about the main event, and obviously we saw what happened. And yeah, you guys can let me know your thoughts. Are you know what I mean, as excited and happy for the overall winner, Oleksandr Usyk, or was you a Daniel Dubois fan? Did you want him to win, or are you so disappointed that he didn't win? And in terms of the undercard, what did you think of the undercard? As I said, for me, disappointed, but for you, was you happy with it? Like, did the fights excite you? You know what I mean? Did it keep you up? But as always, guys, please subscribe and comment. Bless.